Hezbollah, we are all Hezbollah. Hezbollah, Hezbollah, we are all Hezbollah. Hezbollah, we are all Hezbollah. Hezbollah,
The good relations between Washington and Baghdad. Colin Powell spoke of
today that freedom has been attacked by a faceless coward, and freedom will be defended. Not since Pearl Harbor was attacked on December 7th, 1941, has this country undergone such a devastating and damaging attack. And it may not yet be over. We do know at this time that at least 4 targets have been attacked. The 2 Twin Trade Tower centers here in New York City, the Pentagon, and then another plane that was crashed deliberately into an area outside of Pittsburgh.
Right before the Iraq invasion. It was the first time in hundreds of years of the history of Europe and its North American offshoots that a war was protested, in fact massively protested, before it was officially launched. And that's a historic event, and it tells us a lot about where we've come, and should be encouraging the present.
In the councils of government, we must guard against acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex. The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. We must never let the weight of this combination endanger our liberty or democratic process. We should take nothing for granted. Only an alert and knowledgeable citizen can compel the proper measure of the huge
we don't
industrial and military
understand that
machinery
we
of
can't
defense.
win this war against terrorism.
I can break in here, Governor. And what's at stake are the things that are best about us. Our freedom of religion, our freedom for women, our right to vote, our free economic system. Our foreign policy is irrelevant, totally irrelevant. If you read what they write, if you bother to listen to what they say, this comes out of their own perverted thinking.
The whole thing is corrupt. If we understand that government is corrupt, banks are corrupt, our law enforcement are corrupt, and it's become a way of life. Soon it will be for America a way of death.
During the cremation of Care ritual held at Bohemian Grove, my documentary film, Dark Secrets Inside Bohemian Grove, details how world leaders from across the planet meet every July and actually engage in mock human sacrifices to the Canaanite deity Moloch. They bring a bound body in an effigy of a child and sacrifice it to the idol. And incredibly, most of those in attendance are our supposed Christian conservative leaders. In 2004, the Grove released this photo from 1934 of members in hoods. The Canaanite deity Moloch was worshipped in Greece, Babylon, and then later in Europe. It is normally symbolized by a bull or an owl, some type of horned beast. Children are sacrificed to it.